Hello, this is a video on how to play Crescent. Now, Crescent is a solitaire game that's played with two standard 52 card decks. So in total, you'll have 104 cards. So you will need two decks here. Um, the game is called Crescent because after you set up the game, the resulting piles form a large arc or a crescent. And so first what you'll need is you'll remove one king and one ace of each suit, and you'll use them to form 8 foundation piles. The kings are placed in a row in the middle, and the aces are placed in another row below the kings. Do note that the foundation pile of aces, aka the bottom 4 foundation piles, they build up in suit from ace to king. So they go from ace to 3 all the way up to king, while the top foundation piles build down in suit from king all the way down to ace. And so note that you'll have 96 remaining cards after you remove these 8 cards. And what you'll do is you'll deal them into 16 piles of 6 cards each, face down. It's up to you if you want to make make a arc with them, right? And so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 piles. You can deal them however you like. Just forming an arc, it's kind of fun, right? It looks nice and it stays true to the authenticity of the game. And so after you deal the cards, the top card of each pile is then turned face up, and so that's why every card here, the top card of the pile is indeed face up. And so it's quite simple. And so the objective is to move all the cards from the crescent to the 8 foundation piles in the middle. Cards on crescent piles can be moved from one crescent pile to another if they are the same suit and one greater or one less than the top card on the destination pile. And this, you turn the corner in Crescent, or aka complete the circle. So you can go from ace to king, king to ace, vice versa, completing the circle of, essentially you can go in a loop of cards. And so what's going to happen here is I will be right back here because my game is running out of time. And so we are back. You may notice that the game looks slightly different here. That's just because the cards were set up again. And so do note that you can turn the corner. And for reference, anytime in a card game when turning the corner is said, that means you can go from an ace to a king and essentially complete the circle. So I could go ace, king, queen, or I could go queen, king, ace 2, king, queen, right? That's just an example of how I could stack cards. And so remember, cards can be moved from one crescent pile to another. So between the outer crescent piles, you can move cards if they are the same suit and one greater or one less than the top card on the destination pile. And so let's just demonstrate that. Hopefully we should be able to do that here. So like so, right? Let's just repeat that. That 9 is of the same suit. It's one lower than the 10. And so we can make that move. Similarly here, let's see if I have another move that can be made. I also want to show that it works in the opposite direction. So this 8 is one higher than the 7, so it could be one higher or one lower in the same suit. Oh, sorry. That's an 8 of spades. My apologies. And so obviously that would not work here. But let's see, is there any other move that we can make in the outer foundation piles? It does not look like it. Does not look like it. So what we'll have to do is essentially, I demonstrated one lower, but it also works if it's one higher. Do note that in terms of moving cards between the inner foundation piles, the 8 piles in the middle, you can move cards as long as the suit is the same, and one higher or one lower. And so for moving any cards in the game, They just have to, yeah, you have to ensure that the suit is the same and the card is ranked one higher or one lower than the card that it is being placed on. Now, in terms of moving all the cards from the crescent pile, you cannot place a card into an empty space, and you are also not allowed to take the starting or bottom cards from the foundation piles. And so we can't really move this king, right, or these aces, as well as if you have any empty crescent pile, you cannot fill that empty space. Right, so that space just stays empty. And so, how do you play Crescent? You want to get all the cards in the foundation pile. The top four kings go from king down to ace. The bottom four aces go from ace up to king. You can turn the corner, meaning you can make a full circle with an ace and a king. In terms of stacking cards, you can move cards if onto another spot if it is one higher or one lower and of the same suit. And so, I mean, that pretty much sums up how to play Crescent. We'll talk about one more thing that you can do. Do note that when all moves have been made and you have no moves left, or you just simply don't want to make any more moves in the current position, you can redeal. And so this can only be done 3 times in the entire game. And so a redeal move is essentially the bottom card of each pile in the crescent is placed on the top without disturbing the other cards in the pile. This can only be done 3 times in the entire game. The game is won when all 104 cards end up in the foundation pile, and that's essentially it. And so we'll demonstrate it here, and once I demonstrate it, you'll truly see how easy it is, and the demonstration will honestly make it much easier to sort of play. And so are there any moves that can be made here? Not that I know of. So this king can't be stacked, right? Because this king is going to go on this ace pile to go up. What we'll do here is we'll this crescent does kind of make it hard to see the configuration of cards, so that is one downside. What we'll do is we'll reshuffle. And so as you can see, the bottom card is being pulled out of each crescent and placed on the top. And so hopefully this gives us a much more favorable deal. However, I do believe that we had a so we had a move that could be made there. And so before I just want to demonstrate the reshuffle there. And so I think we're are going to have to reshuffle right here anyway. So not to, nope, take this jack. We can uncover this jack to see what's underneath. That's a 10. I don't care about that. I'll uncover this 10. That's a 7 of spades. Now, uncover this 7. I get a jack of spades. That's not really relevant. I can also take this queen of clover and move it right there, right? Because we're building from king down to queen. So we are going to stack from king down to queen. Now, I need the jack of clovers. Now, what can I do? Well, I have a 10 of clovers there. I have the jack of spades there. But I want the jack of clovers. Now, I can move this 7 there onto that 8, obtaining the jack of spades. What this allows me to do is this allows me to now look for the 10 of spades. So that is what we will do. We will look for the 10 of spades. Are there any possible moves that can be made here? That is the 3 of hearts, but I'm not looking for that right now. So that's the jack of clovers, and so we'll use that. Stacking down. Remember, we are stacking down as much as we can. Now we are looking for the 8 of clovers. Once again, let's see if if there are any moves that can be made. I'm not really explaining them. I think you understand the moves that are being made, but I'm sort of just demonstrating. You can also play with a time limit, but I don't really prefer that. Right now we have a time limit set of 15 minutes, and so because I was explaining, we only have 7 more minutes. but that should be enough, hopefully, to at least make a dent in this game. We do have to be somewhat quick though because of that time limit, because I did not turn it off here. And so what we'll do is we'll reshuffle. This is beautiful. We have a 2, then we can go with a 3 of spades, 4 of spades. Is there any 5 of spades? No, there isn't. Well, we can go with well, we already have our 2 of diamonds. Now I'm looking for our 2 of hearts. Well, no worry. We can get no, we already stacked this there. And so in terms of stacking, right, you obviously want to stack down for these ones and up for these ones, but you can move cards in between, provided that it matches what you are, I guess matching the 1 rank higher or 1 rank lower. And so what you can transfer is the king or the ace, but that's essentially all you can really transfer, right? You have to make sure that you transfer the entire sequence. And so what I meant is, let's say we built ace up to king here. Well, then we could take the 2 up to the queen and move those cards over here, right? We can transfer them, sort of like that. In general, just try to move cards in between the crescent and just try to stack cards on the foundation. It's much simpler that way. And so the rules for moving cards between here are simply kind of complicated. And I do realize that I could have done a better job of explaining them, but they are indeed really complicated. And so we are not the best here. Keep that in mind. What we are looking for here is a 2. Now we are looking for the 7 of hearts. That's a 2 of diamonds. That won't do me any good. That 5 of spades will be quite handy. Is there a 6 of spades anywhere here? Nope. There is not. Is there a 7? Nope. There is not. Not a 7 of. Oh, we can stack these. See, so I am missing obvious stacking here, but that just comes with practice, right? And so what we're looking for here now is, can we sort of stack? I have a 3 of diamonds there, 3 of hearts, 4 of hearts. Now we need a 5 of hearts. And so we'll see, do we have a 5 of hearts? No, we really don't. Let's just see here. Oh my goodness. Nope, because we're stacking down there, right? And so what we will do here is we will. This is also a plausible move. That gives us the 3 of hearts. Not really beneficial. 5 of spades, not really beneficial. However, we can stack. Yeah, okay. This is a move. And so notice how I uncovered multiple cards there to make a sequence of moves there. So now what will we do? We will. Once again, it seems like we're stuck. And so this requires a lot of planning as well as careful playing. But essentially, 1 card higher, 1 card lower. You can move between the crescents. 8 cards in the middle, the remaining 96 cards in 16 piles, forming a crescent. And the objective is to stack all the cards from the crescent into the foundation. Note that you can lift the top card to see the card under, which can allow you to make a more strategic move. You get 3 read deals in the game. A read deal, the bottom card on each pile in the crescent is flipped and put on the top without altering the order of the other cards. So that wraps up how to play Crescent Solitaire. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching.